Hello students, welcome back to the channel. So today's topic or today's chapter is chapter number 5, that is Principles of Inheritance and Radiation. This chapter carries 10 marks, so I'll be reading out the concepts which is included here. Gregor Mendel is the father of inheritance, so that question would be asked. And then moving on, this three paragraphs which is just an introduction, there is not much of questions be asked from this, but the tabular column which you can see, that is contrasting trait or characters selected by Mendel in pea plant. So these characters would be asked sometimes in questions, so you have to always note down the characters and their contrasting traits. Moving on, the next paragraph, you can see a term called as factors that is now called as genes. So that also a question would be asked. And then moving on to the next, the trait here, they're talking about F1 generation. This is again, all these are just an informational or introduction to start. Moving on to inheritance of one gene, that is monohybrid cross. So here the monohybrid cross which has been spoke for on the monohybrid or the single character gene. So here, yes, this flow chart, or what do we call it as the monohybrid cross, this complete is very important for 5 marks because each step carries mark. So every step you have to write it properly. Please don't skip any step. For example, the first step should be the genotypes or the parents. That is where you have to write about the tall and the dwarf, and it should be a homozygous tall plant, and then here it should be a homozygous dwarf plant, because both the letters are same, it should be homozygous. Then moving on to the second step, you have to mention about the gametes, and then the F1 generation, that is the crossing of the gametes, and then the selfing is done, or you can directly go to the flow chart and then talk about the F2 generation. So here you are writing about the F2 generation and showing the Punnett square or the checkerboard. So this carries the complete 5 marks. So each step carries marks. So please don't omit, or please don't skip any marks. And you have to conclude this writing the phenotype ratio and the genotype ratio. Phenotype ratio, you can simply write it as 3:1, and genotype, you can simply write it as 1:2:1. No need of writing all these explanation, but if you write, it is again well and good. Moving on to the test cross. Yes, the test cross definition will be asked, and the flow chart, sometimes it will be asked. If the test cross is asked for 3 marks, then you have to complete the answer by giving this checkerboard, or if only definition is asked, then you can write it for 1 mark, the definition. Moving on to principle or laws of inheritance, this is very, very important because any of the laws can be asked. There are 3 laws: law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. So law of dominance states, so this would be the definition, the 3 points would be the definition. And then the difference between the dominance and recessive. This is not much for MCQ, or sorry, frequently asked question. This is just for your understanding. And then law of segregation, yes, the definitions will be asked. So make sure you note down the definition. Moving on to incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance definitions can be asked for 1 mark, or the plant which is used for showing incomplete dominance is the snapdragon. So this you have to make a note of. Always write it down, this flower or the plant which is used to show incomplete dominance. And yes, for 1 mark definition, 3 marks you have to write with the cross and the flow chart. Moving on to codominance, yes, the definition will be asked and the example also will be asked, because the only example for codominance is the blood group or ABO blood group. So the example also you have to write. Wherever you write the definition, if you can write an example which is of one word or one line, please add it. And then moving on to This is how the difference between will be asked. Incomplete dominance or co-dominance, the differences would be asked. Or if you come back here, the law of dominance or law of segregation, sometimes they would ask both, not just one of law of dominance or law of segregation, both would be asked. So it is like it can be asked for 2 marks, wherein you have to write the definition of law of dominance and definition of law of segregation, or it can be asked for 5 marks, wherein you have to justify your answer writing for 2.5 marks for law of dominance and 2.5 marks for law of segregation. Moving on to multiple alleles, yes, multiple alleles can be asked for definition, and the definition again would lead by the example of ABO blood grouping. So ABO is the only multiple allele which you can find. Moving on to dihybrid cross, yes, dihybrid cross can be asked for 5 marks. Again, here, this is for 5 marks, wherein all the steps you have to include, that is the generation or the parental generation, then the gamete, then F1 generation, and the checkerboard, which is of F2 generation. Here you can find only the phenotype ratio, not the genotype ratio. Only phenotype ratio can be asked in the examinations. Moving on to chromosomal theory of inheritance, yes, the definition will be asked, and it can be twistedly asked as Sutton and Boveri argued, or Sutton and Boveri's theory of inheritance. So this is how the twisted question can be asked. No need to draw the diagrams because diagram is not that necessary. But in case, again, if you have little time where you can spend on this answer, then please complete the answer with a diagram. Moving on to linkage and recombination, this is very rarely asked question, not frequently asked one. But if you can take in ratio of 10 years of question paper, somewhere once or twice it is asked, not more than that. But the linkage definitions can be asked. Moving on to difference between crossing over and linkage. No, this is not a question to be asked. This is for your knowledge. If any question is asked on crossing over or linkage and you have to justify your answer, you can add these points so that to fill in your answers. Moving on to sex determination, yes, this is a very much frequently asked question. Even the scientist name, that is Henkins, in 1891, he observed the trace of specific nuclear structure in few insects. This also would be asked. And then something called as autosomes and allosomes. Autosomes, it is out of 46 chromosomes which is present in human beings. Out of 46, 20 out of 46, it is 44 chromosomes are autosomes, and the 45th and 46th chromosomes are allosomes, that is nothing but the sex chromosome. So moving on to the next part of sex determination, this is for human and Drosophila, where a human would be having XY and XX. Drosophila will be having a different type of sex determination, and the birds will have the different type of sex determination, or the alphabetical depiction for the factors or the alleles. This is what they would ask for. Moving on to, this is how you justify if sex determination is asked for human. It can be twistedly asked like, why father is responsible for the gender of the offspring. This is one type of question would be asked. Or the other type of question is like, why mother is not responsible for the gender of the offspring. Or why X chromosome is not prominent in determining the sex in human being. Or why or it may be asked as why Y chromosome is having a major role in determining the sex of the offspring. So all these questions would be twistedly asked for the same answer, wherein you have to write the chromosomes of the father and mother of the parent, that is the human being, and then you have followed by, you have to write it with the gametes and then the zygotes, wherein X and X will be a female, X and X of father and mother would be again a female, Y and X of father and mother would be a male, and then Y and X of father and mother will be again a male. So there's a 50-50% of possibilities when male and female fuses together or develop an offspring. There's 50% of chances to have female and male. Then moving on to mutation, yes, the definition of mutation will be asked, and the two types of mutation, that is point mutation and frame shift mutation. Moving on to pedigree analysis, no, this is not a question for the board exam, but this is a question for your practicals. So I don't think so you have to learn it for your board exam. Moving on to genetic disorders, yes, this is very much important because under genetic disorders, you will find two types of disorders, that is Mendelian disorder and the chromosomal disorder. So Mendelian disorder are followed by, you can see here, it is followed by diseases like hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, and phenylketonuria. So these three are the examples for Mendelian disorders because Mendel always dealt with hereditary. He was called as the father of hereditary or father of genes. So any hereditary diseases would it would be included under Mendelian disorders. So hemophilia, the definition will be asked, yes, and you have to always give the reason what happened in the body. Here it is given as it is a rare disease where it is because it will be from the mother to the offspring. And what happened, what is that thing which is happening? There is non-stop bleeding which is happening. And why is this happening? Because the woman is either a carrier for hemophilia or she is the expressive for hemophilia. So this flowchart, if you want, you can write it or you can write it in the sentence itself. Then moving on to sickle cell anemia, yes, this is very much important. You have to talk about what is the trait which is happening, where the mutation is happening, and what is happening to the RBC, the shape of the RBC, how it is changed, and what is happening, why the RBC shape is changed because of the change in the nucleic acid or the protein substituent that is at the sixth position of beta global chain of hemoglobin molecules. This is the major criteria for which there is a sickle cell anemia in a person. And what is that substitution? So instead of GAG, it was replaced by GUG because of the mutation. So because of this, there is a sickle cell anemia in the person. And if you want, you can show it with this flowchart, or else you can, this writing is much enough. And then moving on to phenylketonuria, this is again, yes, they would be asking what is it happening here? What is happening? The enzyme that converts the amino acid, that is phenylalanine, is not being converted to tyrosine. That is the major problem which is happening for phenylketonuria. So that you have to write. And majorly for all the diseases, you have to write the symptoms. Symptoms is like hemophilia, the woman is having non-stop bleeding. Sickle cell anemia, here the RBC level is less. Phenylketonuria, here there is mental retardation. So these again you have to write. So it can be asked for 5 marks for hemophilia alone, or sickle cell anemia alone, or phenylketonuria alone. So you have to justify your answer for 5 marks also. You have to add 5 points for each of the diseases. So make sure you are categorizing it and you are channelizing your answers so that you are justifying the answers. Or sometimes it can be asked for 5 marks, explain the Mendelian disorders, and then you have to write all the 3 disorders. So wherein you can bifurcate the answers, wherein like hemophilia would be like 2, sickle cell anemia would be for again 2 marks, and phenylketonuria for 1 mark. So anyhow you can bifurcate and then you can write the answer. Moving on to chromosomal disorders, yes, this is again a very much frequently asked question because the definition also will be asked. And can you see here, there's one aneuploidy and polyploidy. The definition of aneuploidy and polyploidy will be asked, or the differences also can be asked. The diseases which comes under, or the syndromes which comes under the chromosomal disorder is Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, and Turner's syndrome. So Down syndrome, yes, you have to write what is happening. That is, there is an additional copy of chromosome on the 21st chromosome. So there is 3 chromosome on the 21st. So it is also called as trisomy. So trisomy is another name for Down's syndrome. And then you have to always write the effects of it. So what are the effect on the individual? It can be short-statured, small round head, furrowed tongue, partially open mouth, and mental development is retarded. So all these points you have to include. Then moving on to Klinefelter syndrome, here due to the presence of additional copy of X chromosome in the sex chromosome. Instead of X and Y, or instead of X and X, there's one more X. So here there is 3 chromosomes when it comes to Klinefelter's syndrome. And you also have to write that whatever the symptoms happens, that is overall masculine development, feminine development is also there, that is the breast, and then they are sterile. Moving on to Turner syndrome, here again there is absence of one of the X chromosome, so it will be like 45 totally. And what is that missing one? It is X and O. The second chromosome in the gamete or the last 46th chromosome is absent. So such female are sterile as ovaries are rudiment, and the symptoms are they lack sexual characters. And all the three syndromes can be asked individually for 2 marks or 3 marks maybe, or chromosomal disorders can be asked for 5 marks, wherein you have to include all the three syndromes. Or it can be asked for 1 mark, wherein they would ask for to write the complement of Down's syndrome. So how would you write the complement of Down's syndrome is because there's one extra chromosome on the autosome part, so you have to write it as 46 plus XY, 46 plus XX. So this is how you have to write. Sorry, it is not 46, sorry, it is 45. 45 plus XX, 45 plus XY. So for male and female, both, there is one extra chromosome. So that is what you are showing. If you are to write the complement for Klinefelter syndrome, then there's an extra chromosome on the sex chromosome. So how you would write 44 plus XXY. Here there is no difference between male and female, so it is only one complement you will get. And then Turner syndrome, here again, this is on the sex chromosome. So what you can do is 44 plus XO. So here again what happens? Total number is 45 for Turner syndrome. Total number of Klinefelter syndrome is 47. Down syndrome total number is again 47 chromosomes. So this is the complement of it. I hope it was beneficial to you. I hope you would answer your examinations well. All the best and thank you.